Okay, so welcome to part 2 of my cynical analysis of Oprah's town hall for Kamala Harris, where she invited all of her celebrity friends to give their hot takes on why Kamala's going to be so great.
And that's why we're not going back.
That exchange was absolutely glorious. That's why we're not going back. all the lovely ladies around him. That's why. All right, ease off on the voices, Danny. It's early on in the video, and we know that that is borderline problematic. Anyway, Mr. Ross Morales Roquetto, everybody there. That's where we left off in the last video with the leader of the campaign group, White Dudes for Harris, who somehow looks so much like the leader of a group named White Dudes for Harris that I believe he's some kind of plant. It's a psy-op. He's some kind of CIA plant or something. Probably kale, am I right? Good one. Anyway, we've got a lot to get through. There's more people like Mr. Roquetto and, you know, celebrities and stuff. And there's Kamala herself, all right? Which is very fun. So let's just get into it, I guess.
Thank you, Mr. White Dude. Thank you so much.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
Khalil Thompson is the founder of Win with Black Men. Khalil, what do you want black men to know about this election?
Well, thank you, Oprah and Ms. Winfrey, for allowing us to be here and share in this amazing moment tonight.
Oh, please.
He's terrible at being black. I'm a better black man than he is.
Win with black men, as though that's a new concept. But ironically, the spokesperson here of Win with Black Men, Mr. Khalil, looks like he ain't no one nothing. All right? Don't look like he's had no lengthy college sports ball career. Not to me, at least. So we've gone from Chip here, surrounded by his LaFawndas.
A new woman that I was gonna date. You're dark and you're massive and you have a black hole.
To this giant cuttlefish.
I want to bring in right now the chair of the Harris Waltz campaign.
So if you saw my last video, you'll know that I gave you a little bit of homework, right? I asked you all to close your eyes and imagine the leader of White Dudes for Harris, Mr. Roquetto. and now we're going to do the same thing again in today's video. So if you don't know already, don't ruin it for the rest of us, those who do know. But those of you who don't know, try to imagine what the chair of the Harris Waltz campaign looks like, okay? All right. Let's have a look.
Jen O'Malley Dillon. Jen, hello.
Hi.
What else?
Have you seen anything like this? Isn't
No.
this great fun?
It's
Tell us
amazing.
what needs to happen from this day until November 5th.
So first of all, this campaign is so inspired by the grassroots organizations.
Oh, I bet it is Jen O'Malley Dillon. Jen O'Malley Dillon. Gentlemanly Dillon. They're fucking with us, aren't they? Look, be that as it may, I am so sick to death of hearing about grassroots politics as though that's a good thing, okay? If I were running for office, it would be all about treetop politics. I'm swinging from one branch to another. You ain't ever gonna keep up with me, right? That's what I'd be about. Whereas my opponent over here, he wants you on the grassroots, like some kind of ground nesting game bird. Okay, what are you, a quail or a spider monkey like Daniel Boland? That could be framed as racist, I guess. But it wouldn't be. And if they did try to tar me with that brush, I'd be like, racist. Am I a racist? If by racist you mean it's, I like to race to the top of the tree, then yes, I'm a vile racist.
Welcome to...
Oprah!
Hello! Madam Vice President. Hello. welcome to Michigan.
It's so good to be back. And Governor, thank you for everything you are and everything you do for this state. Thank you.
Oh, the voice. It's like the shrill cry of a quail. Isn't it? Pathetic. Not like us cool spider monkeys up swinging about up there. Kings of the swinging zoo. No natural predators. Except, you know, the jaguars and the mountain lions. But they're down there with the grassroots. At least we don't have to look out for stray voles. Ooh, I hope a vole doesn't eat my eggs this season. Gay!
See this? We have 1,000
my
screens
goodness.
here
Oh my
representing
goodness.
people from all over the country.
This is 1,000 monkeys working at 1,000 typewriters.
Hey, everyone.
Can you
Oh, my
feel?
goodness,
Can you
yes.
feel? Can you feel it? Can you feel?
Can you feel the love tonight? Can you feel the love?
Feel it? Can you feel
I
the
can.
joy rising in here?
Yep, the joy is certainly rising. You could cut the joy with a knife at that town hall, but my only worry is that there could be so much joy that it poses some kind of health and safety risk.
I can, and I have to tell you, there's so much that I love about our campaign because it really is about the people. And I look around at these screens, Oprah, I look at who's in the room, and this is America.
This is
America. You know, I was saying with a group of friends earlier, I think in this moment where we've dealt with so much that I think is quite exhausting around powerful forces that would try and divide us and
Yes.
try us to have us as Americans pointing fingers at each other.
Yes.
That this movement that is about reminding each other that we have so much more in common than what separates us is so critically important. And this is about the strength of who we are as Americans. And this movement that we're in about, as I like to say, seeing in the face of a stranger a neighbor.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. And I've got to say, I really agree with what Kamala's saying there. See in the face of a stranger a neighbor. I do that all the time, you know, because I treat my neighbors like complete and utter strangers. I'll walk past them sometimes in the lobby or getting in or out of a lift, and I'll sort of go, hello. I don't know any of their names, so I think I'm doing it right.
An extension of love thy neighbor, that you literally in the face of a stranger see a neighbor.
Yes.
Yes, well, I mean, love thy neighbor, that's pushing it a little bit. Like thy neighbor. I sort of have a Hippocratic oath attitude to my neighbours. First, do no harm, okay? I haven't hurt or maimed in any way any of my neighbours.
And approach each other with that level of
Indifference, passive-aggressive tolerance.
dignity and grace.
All right, Kamala, I've got to say, I'm taking some very detailed notes here on how you believe Americans should start to interact if you win the election. But I've got to say, I'm going to need something a little bit more tangible, a clear instruction of some kind, something that I can actually do, not just figurative. Dignity and grace. First of all, I got two questions here. How do I approach complete strangers and convey both dignity and grace? Am I slinking and slaloming through all of the pedestrians on my street? Like an exotic bird. Well, I don't understand. Second of all, why?
Dignity and grace and kindness.
Oh, for God's sake, Kamala, I'm only one man. I've got to walk down my street now conveying not only dignity and grace, but also kindness for some reason. It's the Holy Trinity. It's a bloody mystery. I tell you what, I'll shove a broom up my anus and I'll sweep the pavement as I go.
Well, that's exactly what happened with the Win with Black Women.
Wow, that's exactly what happened with Win with Black Women. That's incredible because Kamala hasn't even just described an action, so it's bloody amazing that actually happened twice.
I know you've known Joe Taker for many years.
Thank you, my
That's
dear.
exactly what happened.
She started it.
They had to
started it.
They had to be
It's your fault.
They had to be called and then said, let's open the door.
Yeah.
Let's open the door and invite everybody else in, and everybody actually came.
Organically.
Yes.
Organically.
Okay, I get it now. Organically, right? I know some of you are probably a little bit confused by their back and forth there, Kamala and Oprah and Jataka from Win with Black Women. You're probably thinking to yourselves, this is getting a bit confusing now. It's like reading some heady Russian novel where everything's an idea. Die, Hippolyte, you stupid spaz, is what you were all thinking to yourselves. But no, I'll explain. So what happened there was that Kamala was describing her vision post her glorious election victory in November. She envisions a United States where strangers approach each other for some reason in the street with dignity, grace, and kindness. And Oprah was just blown away. She said, how is this even possible? Because that is exactly what happened with the campaign group Win with Black Women. They left the door open. Not a literal door, I think a figurative door. They left the door open in the hope that organically a load of free range, I'm guessing, black women would find their way to the door, figuratively. They'd flock there like a flock of wild guinea fowl pecking around for food. They'd suddenly notice a chink of light from the figurative open door, and they'd go in search of the light in kindness and grace and dignity.
This is the beauty of our country. There's so much at stake in this election, and ultimately the question before us is, what kind of country do we want to live in?
Yeah, what do you want to live in, Americans? MAGA country? Or approach strangers with dignity, grace, and kindness country? It's not very snappy, is it? Maybe just love thy neighbor. In fact, they could use the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments could be part of the Democrats' campaign. That would really win over the religious folk. But you don't want to alienate the godless fucktards. So, I don't know. I guess like a T-shirt with Moses holding up the Ten Commandments. A different commandment. You can have, thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's ass. And Moses there, flanked by two big booty Latinas, like twerking up on him. And he's like, no, as he holds the slate, right? It's an idea.
I have to say this because in all of my private conversations, Gail, and I've said this 100 times, and everybody is saying it, you all have said it, I know you have. It seems to us that something happened to you the moment President Biden, stepped aside and withdrew his candidacy, that a veil or something dropped and you just stepped into your power? I mean, literally, looking at you at a speech like the week before, which was a great speech, very nice, and then the next week I saw you walking in the thing, and I said, what happened to you?
Literally nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing has changed about Kamala Harris. People, if I'm being generous, if I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, they're projecting what they would like her to be onto her. They're saying, yes, she's amazing. She's suddenly got this glow up. She's a new woman. No, she's the exact same buffoonish clown gobshite she has always been. You know what? I'm sick of apologising for myself. People feel I'm nailing my colours to the mast. Oh, this is all political. It ain't. It really isn't. Right? It's just obvious to me that nobody could enjoy this woman's company, conversation, speech patterns. Nobody ever did until about 5 weeks ago. She is the epitome, to me, of the vacuous, inane, insubstantial career politician. And I don't care, right, that there's plenty of stuff you can attack Trump about, but what you can't say about him is that he isn't entertaining, and he doesn't sometimes say something that you think, oh, yeah, I can't believe he said that. With Kamala, I don't even know what she said when she finishes a sentence, because it doesn't mean anything.
You know, we each have those moments in our lives where it's time to step up.
Time to step up.
Time to step up, you know?
Well, the moment you heard...
Anyway, I'm sick of these oafs. So shall we let's take a look at what Julia Roberts and Meryl Streep had to say for themselves. It's awful.
Julia Roberts! Hi, Julia.
Hi. Hi.
I heard you were so excited you wanted to be here tonight. Why?
Well, first of all, Oprah, thank you for hosting this, because I guess if I started a voting club, it would be conversationalists for Kamala.
Well, I didn't think it possible, but somebody has finally said something cringier than white dudes for Harris.
Yes.
Because to talk, to listen, to be heard, to have this back and forth is so unique.
What is she on about? It's like that film she made, isn't it? What was it called? Eat, Sleep, Shit, or whatever it was. That my wife made me go and see at the cinema. It was terrible. How draining.
In this campaign to beautiful, wonderful Kamala Harris, who I've had the good fortune of knowing for many years.
Well, I mean, each to their own, right? But what is it with these celebrities and their lifelong connections to people in power? I'm seeing it even in my own life now. People my age, you know, meeting councillors and mayors and getting contacts, networking they call it. I don't even answer the phone if I don't recognise the number. I cannot understand these people making contacts just in case. It sickens me.
And I am a mother of 2 kids. This is their first chance to vote in an election, and I couldn't be more excited for them to have the legacy to say that their first vote they ever cast for president was for you. I have just chills saying that out loud.
Why, Julia? Why is everyone projecting onto this retarded canvas of Kamala Harris? They really want it to be some sort of Gandhi or Martin Luther King. It's just, and she's just a slimeball career politician who's slithered her way up the greasy pole one way or another. And people are getting chills down their spine. I'm getting chills down my spine.
I get to travel internationally a lot, and I want people to say, oh, you're American? And not, oh, how's it going over there? You know?
Oh, you backward hicks. You selfish bastards, eh? You poor-ass Americans. Who do you think you are, voting based on these phantoms that live in your heads, like the grocery prices or gas prices, these cost of living problems that you're all having, apparently. Think, when you go to the polls, of Julia Roberts having to travel all over the world and people ask her where she's from for some reason. Where are you from, Miss Julia Roberts, Hollywood superstar? And she has to, you know, sort of under her breath say, the USA. And people look at her like, oh, the USA, isn't that horrible place where they voted for that white trash Donald Trump who's racist? Well, we're not going to be friends with you now. She's at that stage now where she's exploring herself, okay? She's going abroad to Venice, eating and praying and shitting. And she doesn't need that added stress, all right? Okay? Is that too much to ask of you, you fucking hillbillies?
Meryl Streep, hello. You and I. Hi, Meryl Streep. You and I have talked about this moment.
Hi.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the momentum?
Oh, man. This has been overwhelming to have the privilege to sit in and listen to the testimony of the people here. Hello, President Harris.
Yeah.
Oh, Meryl. Whoops, eh? I can see how she won so many Oscars.
47 days.
47 days, yes.
From my mouth to God's ear. And hello, Oprah. I think the word of the day has been preventable. Preventable. All of this, the surround of hatred and venom and toxicity and encouraging some segment of Americans to hate other segment of Americans. It's just crazy, and nobody wants it. We're done.
That's right.
We're done with it. I wanted to ask you, I can't believe I have this opportunity.
You're Meryl fucking Streep. You have every opportunity. Always. And have done for about 50 fucking years.
I probably never will again. If I have a little Debbie Downer moment, because actually, I think you're going to win. I'm sure you're going to win. Yeah. But what happens when you win and he doesn't accept it? And you know that there's going to be this long slog of shenanigans. And I'm wondering how we get to that moment, how we preserve certification on January 6th. Because if it doesn't happen, it'll be maybe thrown back to the legislatures of the states. And I've been working with state government citizens campaign, which is sgcamerica.com. So they're great. They're doing the unglamorous down ballot work of promoting those candidates, because I'm worried about it, and I wonder if we're ready for January 7th, 8th, 9th, and what happens? What happens?
So we will be ready.
Okay, so that's good to know. We will be ready. Meryl Streep casually starting a civil war there in America, or at least predicting one, you know? Jumping the gun, some would say, but you don't win 3 or 4 Oscars, however many she's got, by, just staying in your lane. You got to shake things up a bit, okay? She's done that throughout her career, reinventing herself as a strong woman or an opinionated woman or a deep, emotional woman, very much like the woman we saw tonight on that Zoom call. Anyway, I really enjoyed myself tonight, and if you're worried about any of my political opinions and you want to say something hateful about me, channel all of that energy into a comment under this video, preferably about the horrible, nasty idiots I've been speaking about in this 20-minute rant. But If not, it all helps. Click like if you've enjoyed the video to let Al Gore know, the algorithm, right? And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And thank you so much to everyone who has joined my Patreon. The link's in the description if you want to help me out by... I'll get my busking hat out. Yeah, if you want to help me out on Patreon, that's a huge help. So thank you very much to everyone who's done that. And I don't know what else to tell you, I guess. I'll be on here or I'll be on Patreon sometime in the next day or two making new content for everyone. It's the least I can do. See you in the next one. Bye.
Being black isn't about the colour of your skin. It's about vibe, about hanging out, kicking back, smoking a number, fighting prejudice and negative stereotypes wherever you find them. Yeah, I'm down with all that.